This lecture series is going to cover how we estimate the difference between two means. Previously, we've learned how to estimate a mean, and while that's an important piece of statistics that we've went over, a much more applied procedure that happens in the real world is comparing means. That's where you get more interesting results, comparing two groups or two categories. How we're going to go about estimating two means is by looking at the difference between them. When you look at the difference between two means, based on that result, you're able to get insight into which one's bigger or which one's smaller. Right? If the quantity mu1 minus mu2 equals 0, well, that would represent that they're the same exact value. There's no difference between them. If mu1 and mu2 yielded a positive outcome, that would represent that the first mean is larger. And if mu1 minus mu2 equaled a negative value, that would imply that mu2 is bigger. So based on estimating the quantity mu1 minus mu2, we'll be able to determine which one is bigger, which one is smaller, or if there's no difference. What's important to keep in mind, though, is that we're not actually estimating the specific means themselves. We will not be learning about what the value of mu1 is or what the value of mu2 is. We're not estimating those specific means. We're estimating the difference between them. So while there are two terms for population means here, this is our single parameter. So I'm going to write a single parameter here. We're estimating this quantity, not those individual means. We're estimating that single quantity, mu1 minus mu2. This is our parameter that we're estimating. And again, based on that value, we'll be able to determine if there's a difference between our means. Now, to start off, we're going to be estimating two means, but looking at what we call independent data. Independent data is when there's no relationship between your two groups, your two samples. Sample 1 has nothing in common with sample 2. Some data sets do have a relationship between sample 1 and sample 2. However, we're going to start off learning about independent data, data that sample 1 has nothing to do with sample 2. And we'll see some examples of this later on.